AKG K712s. A special pair. See, these were made in Slovakia, where all modern AKGs are now being switched to be made in China. And this pair was sent to me by a man in Australia, because he's like, look, I want to sell them, and you're going to have a better shot than I am, because I'm in Australia. Which is true. No one wants to buy anything from Australia. It's way too far away. So he absorbed the shipping already, and now I have them, and now it's my job to review them, and then sell them, and then hand him money. So, let's talk about the K712s. Let's talk about AKG in general. When you go to their Amazon search, you like try to find all their stuff, it's just a mishmash of shit. Like, everything's out of order and the prices are real bad, and those perception ones that I really hated, for some reason there's a pair for $340 and go to hell. Go to hell. So it's rare that you get a set of headphones from AKG and you're like, you know where they sit. You know where in the lineup they sit. There's the 612s, there's the 712s, there's the K7XXs that Mastrop sells. Then there's like the Quincy Jones, and then there's the Q701s and the K701s, blah, 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 blah. Cat. What? You're breathing funny. I'll review you later. You're coming. Don't worry. She looks sleepy. She looks sleepy. So these are basically, when the K7XXs came out, they were based on these. They're just made in China. Because these have the same shaped headband, and they're using the anniversary pads, which are these absolutely wonderful. Wonderful. Look at that memory foam. Just hold its shape. Oh, comfort. It's not a rare thing for me. I'm a bit obsessive at this point, but it's like I put a pair of headphones on. I'm like, you know, this could be different and better and lighter and clamp less or more. I don't care with these. Just put them on. Just put them on and you just listen to your headphones for as long as you want, because it doesn't bother you. Nothing bothers me. This is soft enough to conform. It's spring loaded with this weird system again. I don't quite understand the need for it. It's interesting they use like little elastics here, and then it slides up and down. That's cool. That's cool, I guess. It's got the god-awful 3-pin mini XLR wire. That's detachable. It's detachable, so you could detach it and then reattach one of AKG's other long 3-pin XLR wires. This has the coiled, has this straight, which I could just, it's long. It's long. I don't have to worry about it. Here's the box. Look, it comes in the original box. Chewbacca. Open back around here. 3 decibels improved low end, that's for sure, and lightweight, comfortable fit. Blah, 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 blah. 62 ohm impedance, that is correct. 3 meter single-sided 99.99 oxygen-free cable. Yay! Gold-plated stereo blah, 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 patent, various patents, blah, blah, blah. Open back. So, these are the best AKGs I've heard. And I was looking to see what the highest end AKGs are. And I keep getting reference to like 501s and things, but I haven't heard those, and frankly, I don't care. When I put these on and I start listening to them, I'm like, what are they compared to? Who are they competing against? Because they're roughly $315 exactly dollars is exactly what they are now. $315 right there. But there's probably very, very little chance that this pair for $315 is made in the EU. They're just not. Slovakia made them, and then they stopped, and now they're in China. So I'm not going to say that's going to be a super big deal for a lot of people, but when I go to sell these for them, that's coming up. That where it's made is coming up, because that matters to a lot of people. You know, whose hands touched it? Who gave a shit about putting it together or not? And it's sad when companies have to close down their manufacturing. I don't think Sennheiser's doing anything in Ireland anymore. They used to have a bunch of stuff made in Ireland, and now they're just going to move it either to China or just keep their heavy-duty stuff all in Germany. Yeah, oh my god, these pads. I may have to buy a set of these pads just to play with them. They don't... Ooh, look at that. Peel that off. Oh, it does come off. Yeah, look at the size of that. You don't notice it because you're like, oh, it's just headphone. Just have these are big. This is a big pad. That is a big driver. Actually, because they're the same size. Probably a 50 mil. They're always 50 mils, but you could just see that it's got a lot more of it exposed than on another set of headphones. Then you've got the vents here that get covered with this. Then you put these locking ring pads. So even if I got a set of these come with glued on integrated ring pads, which that sort of sucks. Alright. These are the type of headphones that you put on and then you just start listening to all your music over again. It's very rare. It's less rare for me because I have, 15 headphones every 2 months is something new here. But when I was first doing this, that was like the indication that these headphones are good. Is you put them on and all of a sudden everything in your playlist, you've never heard it before and it's time to listen to it all over again. So now I was talking about what do these compare to. And the only thing I could put them in league with is like the AD1000Xs. 2000Xs, little bit further up. I don't know if I'd put them directly against those, but maybe these are like between the 1000 and 2000 as far as just like wow factor of your music. Oh, also, my God, do they take well to a tube? My setup here is rather unique. I'll describe it for a quick second. So Panda Stack here, the DAC is outputting to the Dark Voice, and the Dark Voice's preamp output, which is coming through this tube, is now headed back into the Sanskrit PHA. So this is now a hybrid solid-state tube, which when I do my tube swapping, tube rolling, I'm going to use this as my reference so that I take the power tube out of the equation. So everything will just pass through this. And I could tell you, the right tube on this, and this is a rad, I'll figure out what that is later. Just as good as these headphones are on a solid state setup, they just sweeten up just a touch. The mid-range comes up a little bit, just a little bit, and you, oh, tubes. And you remember why tubes? Oh, they're good everywhere. They do have the low end that they're talking about, that 3 decibel improve, which is why I don't want to directly compete them against the 2000X, because those don't have low end, and these do. The only way I could describe what makes these special is the detail is pushed at you. More than most. More than like, oh, just, it's got good detail. This sort of shoves it in your face. Actually reminiscent of what these stacks do. Where the stacks take the detail that most headphones don't display and it just shoves it right in your goddamn ear with magic. This doesn't use magic. This uses some more modern technique, more standard technique to get it there. But you put it on and you hear it. You hear that there's a space around you. And all these little things that you probably you hear it in every song on every headphone, but now all of a sudden it sounds good. Like you'll get that someone's on a cymbal or something, and it's just, and you're like, ooh, I hear that now, which is why you want to listen to all your music over and over and over again. They are pretty. I like the orange motif way better than those Quincy Jones green, disgusting throw up. Neon. Ugh. REM night swimming. REM nice of him. Yeah, these are the listening man's headphone. This is someone who actually wants to just... The piano and violins, and it's like, oh, AKG! Thank you, AKG, for participating in the We Make headphones that actually sound good occasionally and aren't just painful piles of crap. I think the last in our review had that head strap bit here that was made of like clipboard material and it wouldn't even bend and it hurt and the pads sucked. This is why they had to make those suck, because this isn't a great, vast, differently designed headphone from that. I forget what the delineation of that was. But, oh my god, everything about it. Comfort, sound quality is just superior in every way. When you make headphones look exactly the same throughout your line, that's what you've got to contend with. You've got to contend with, well, let's just make the same headphone, and then we'll make these sound like they're worth, $500, and make those sound like they're worth $100, so that people want to upgrade. So they actually probably it could make them all the same cost, I'm sure. Really deep down, that this shouldn't cost any more to make than their low-end stuff. Except if they're using, like, beryllium, and then they're using such a small amount. What the hell's the difference? It's all marketing. But what marketing? Oh my god. The soundstage isn't massive. It's not X1 sound. X1s have a bigger soundstage. When I compared the K7XXs to the X2s took that battle because the X2s had more... What these K7XXs were trying to accomplish, the X2s had more of. More bass, more soundstage, better build quality. It was just the exact same format, just better. So these are beyond the reach of the X2s or the X1s. These do a different shape. They do not... I'm not going to say narrow. That would be insulting to them. But they do controlled and accurate and just swirling amazing magic. Orgasmic freaking imaging. The low end is just high enough to make you happy. No one will complain. If anyone complains about the low end on these headphones, they're either bass phobic or bass freaks. Those are the two things that they could be, because they have just the right amount. It's perfect. The highs. I hit a couple songs where I was like, are the highs too high? And I'm like, no. And then I swapped over to the tube, and then the highs were definitely not too high, because the tube just calms them down. It's all smooth. This is like basically running it through a butter churn. Take your music, run it through a butter churn, and then put it through your headphones. This is all about preference. We're talking here, people. I keep putting them on. This is a rare thing. I just want to keep reminding myself. Oh! What the hell even is... Dexter OST, Open. It's just called Open from seasons 2 and 3. Oh. Hold on. I need you to hear this. Hold on. My God. Okay. If I put these up for sale, it'll go on AVex, which is a subreddit that actually I started 3 years ago for people to like hardware swap, but for audio video stuff. And it very rarely has any video stuff, which is odd, but audio stuff's on here. So you need a 3-month-old Reddit account. You've got to have a post history. You got to be a human being, and then you can sell things or buy things. Obviously, if I put this on there, it'll be my name. There'll be a link to this review because I'm reviewing these. And the guy has a price he wants, and I will attempt to get that. I'll talk with him again. Because if he'll lower his price to something, I might just keep them, and then you'll find no post in the description to AVex. But keep in mind that this exists. Let's see, what do we got? Sony MDR V6s for $45 on a man's stove. Is that my parents' stove? No. They're a little beat. But for $45 plus shipping, I'm assuming. Bottlehead crack plus speedball. One to sell. How much? Asking $580 or best offer. Saves you a lot of work. Blah blah blah. Yeah, you could find a lot of used headphones here. In fact, I bought my 2000Xs and my Mad Dogs on AV Exchange. So as long as you read the rules, follow the criteria, and don't be a prick about it, it's a great place. But yeah, even made in China, even not the Slovakian EU-made set, these are worth it. 100% worth their cost. And if I could get a good deal, I might just keep them. Although I hate this wire. What I don't hate, though, this AKG bag. This bag represents what I imagine Prince's underwear was like. Every pair of Prince's underwear was literally this on the inside and this on the outside. Or reverse. Just reverse it. Ugh. I want underwear made out of this bag. I'd never take it off. Even when I showered, it'd be amazing. It might be worth buying them. Just for this bag. Alright. I can't speak highly enough about these and how they perform. Because that's what they do. I want to listen to all my music again with these headphones. These are like, are they better than the K7XXs, you will ask? And I'm going to say absolutely. Are they better than the X2s, you will ask? And I will say yes. They're aimed a little differently. They're not just going for width and bass, which is what the X1, X2s do. They're warm width, bass, build quality. And these, although the build quality is standard AKG, higher end AKG, it's still good. The pads are good. Everything's good but this fucking wire. And the sound is just, it's an orgasmic experience. If you get a chance to listen to 712s, do it. They are absolutely one of the better cans I've heard this year. This year. And they're possibly for sale. But they're definitely not.